What is our problem with the Igbos? We come and say one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Now they change the national anthem and brought the old one to talk about we being together. But it's all a lie. It's all lip and mouth service. I don't know what is our problem. Why are we afraid of the people from the southeast? Then we say we are one Nigeria. When they are now saying they want to leave Nigeria so that they can have Biafra, we fight it. If we know they are not important, why are we not letting them go? Now when it comes to power, we don't trust them.
Why are they afraid of Igbo people? Now why are they afraid of people from the southeast? If you don't like these people, let them go. Let them be free. I am from the north. I am telling you this. No be me talking it. Now Dr. Haruna Goro talking it. I'm going to play the video for you. She's going to tell you what exactly is going on. Why these people, they know what to make Peter Obi become the president of Nigeria. You know, say, I know say some people can go come for my comment box, can talk rubbish. If you are talking on your own. Let me play the video for you.
All of us northerners must team up behind Obi. We have suffered under our own so-called northerners. Why did Wike destroy PDP? He destroyed it because he said it was the turn of the South and that the ticket should be zoned to somebody from the South. That was his fight. That was his grievance. So why should it now be okay to say that it should remain in the North? That time when they were advocating and saying PDP has said it must be North-South, North-South, and that time it was the turn of the South. But even though that was what PDP stood for, what did Atiku do? He stood again from the North. He's trying to do the same thing. Mr. Atiku, you're doing the same thing again. Tinubu is now going for 4 years. Then there's another 4 more years for a Southerner. Since Tinubu has destroyed Nigeria, and it's obvious Nigerians don't want him. So that's why now it's good to allow it to stay in the South. To stay in the South, it shouldn't stay with Tinubu. And there is a region that has not been given a chance. Since 1999, they've not had a chance. Southeast. What is the problem that people don't want to be? Is it because people are scared? What are they scared for? Because they want to continue corruption? They want to continue to loot the resources of the nation, destroy the nation, while people are suffering, they are enjoying. Anybody that's standing to support Atiku now, I think they are supporting a second term of Tinubu. I know I came in peace, but you know, it's getting to me right now. I don't know what else to say. Mr. Atiku, please do the right thing. And I call upon you, David Mark and Arebosola, please you people do the right thing. All the people that are under ADC, except if you people have already done a secret deal and it's all window dressing from the outside, making it look as if we are all coming together in a coalition. But already behind closed doors, they've already decided who will be.
If you people cannot handle the country as they call one Nigeria, separate the country. Let's separate this one Nigeria. Because I did not see anything coming out on it. They are happy enjoying the resources that belong to anybody. Governors, they are happy embezzling the money that belongs to everybody. I have never seen anything come out in that one Nigeria. Nothing is working out in this Nigeria. No job, no security, no 24 hours right, no good load. The deltas have oil. Is there any good thing in Delta? Is there a good road in Delta? Is there any 24 hours in Delta? Is there security there? They are the one have the oil. In Hausa paper, I know they have gold. Everybody can go to their own country. If they can be able to control their wealth, fine. If they can't control, fine. Not to gather people together and people you don't know where they are coming, killing innocent people for nothing. And innocent people, innocent Christians are killing for what they do not know about. And you are there as a governor, you are working with security, you are protected. President, senator, you are working with 50 mopos. 50 mopos are following one man because of bad government. That is why 50 Mopol are following one unintelligent, one of Isiobana. Onwelo 50 onya amepata. Amameye 50 Mopol ne solie. Kedi onya amepata as a governor, as a senator. Why all those Mopol? Because a person that's supposed to be guided by this 50 Mopol or 50 security or 20 security. That person, maybe the person has already made Nigeria to become Dubai or Nigerian Taiwan or Nigerian London, America. Then we can be protecting the person. Will this man change our country? We'll give him 50 Mapo. But we're seeing people that are embezzling our money. The people that work load 4 years and the load is support the same 4 years. And it's security guiding them for what? It's high time, the youth, it is high time we rise up and build our country that we need.
The president is currently begging for serious help. He's crying for serious help because, the current security ravaging Nigeria is not improving. Is not improving, and it's getting much worse than what we expected. And it's no longer funny because even as I'm speaking to you presently, the bandits in Kebbi again have, they've kidnapped another set of farmer. Even after the 35, students that were kidnapped, have not been released, and they've struck again today by kidnapping another set of farmers there in Kebbi State. And the president, from what I'm saying, I think if Tinubu don't divide this country now, it might be too late. Or when the Fulani comes in, they might not want to do the needful because Tinubu has a chance now to do what's supposed to do by dividing the country. But I think he's adamant. He's believing that he thinks that the taxpayer money can rescue Nigerians by him not dividing the country. And because even we saw the Pope Leo today come out today to order or tell the federal government to make sure that they do everything in their power to make sure that the 300 persons or students that were kidnapped in the Catholic school there in Niger are released. He said the Tinubu government must do everything for them to be released. And we saw what Tinubu said during the 25 years anniversary for the Arewa forum. He said he will make sure he make sure that he fight or crush the terrorists and the bandits in Nigeria. But we know all those are just mere talk. We saw what when Buhari was there when he was boasting. He said he will make sure that he fights the Fulani to the end. He will make sure that he cross them. He make sure that he flush them out of Nigeria. But what finally happened? As I'm talking to you now, his hometown in Douara in Katsina has been taken over by bandits. Because it's no longer funny that every now we wake up, all we hear is that what bandits are attacking, are kidnapping, are killing every now and then, and it's no longer fun. So the president now coming and said that is prepared to fight these bandits. Even as I'm talking to you, he said they will not leave any stone unturned, and they are currently fighting these bandits. But we don't know but the bandits that they are fighting, because with what is happening now, there is no peace. Nigeria can't sleep with their two eyes closed. Nigeria can't walk freely again, and to me it's becoming much worse. Because every now and then, as I'm talking to you now, the Borno government, they pay these bandits over 7 billion naira, I think, annually. And it's big business. We are seeing bandits flaunting money on social media, flaunting cash gift on social media, even with their faces. And this is so bad that Nigeria as a sovereign nation, we are seeing this, and it's so, I would like call it so shameful. This is a country where bandits are negotiating with the government. They are negotiating openly, and nothing is being done. They come out, negotiate with them, they discuss with them. After the negotiation, they go back to their arm. They use taxpayer money to pay these people, to pay them hmm, to pay them. Although, just like we've seen, everybody was here waiting for the United States of America to come in to help us, at least to some extent combat these terrorists. you know at least to combat these terrorists. And if I'm Donald Trump, I will ask for the release of Sunday Jackson, who fought for his life when a Fulani bandit came to attack him in the farm, and he tried to protect himself, and he killed the Fulani bandit. And after that, he was arrested, and they said he must go to jail, or sorry, they said they sentenced him to life. They sentenced him to death because of he defended himself. And this has tried to tell us, or this is trying to tell us that Nigeria is an Islamic state. How will somebody come to my farm wanting to kill me, and I make sure that in return I make sure I killed this bandit, and all of a sudden I was arrested, and I'm sentenced to death. This is it's quite funny. And if I'm the Trump government or the US government, because we heard what Riley Moore said. Riley Moore was talking about this during the US Congress. He mentioned about Sunday Jackson. We heard Chairman Smith talk about Nnamdi Kanu, illegal or injustice against Nnamdi Kanu, at the court. He said everything. So Trump government must include Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Jackson as a means of what helping Nigeria combat these terrorists. In Nigeria. Yes. Let's not forget what on Adeola's Firehouse page. A popular Reverend Laddie, Peter Thompson came out to say what he came out to give so many revelations as regards insecurity in Nigeria. He said what the likes of Pantami, who was a minister under to Buhari, was a supporter of Boko Haram and a supporter of Osama bin Laden. This was who Buhari made a minister. And let's not forget that when the Dubai and the UAE brought in names of people financing terrorism in Nigeria, we saw how they kept the name under carpet. They didn't want it to come out. They didn't want it to come out to the public domain. Even the likes of Shegumi, I don't know why Shegumi is working freely in Nigeria. I don't know why Shegumi is working freely in Nigeria. This man also talked about how Shegumi, the Saudi, was banned by the Saudi government because they know he's one of the people sponsoring or leading the terrorists in Nigeria. Shegumi, and is working freely in Nigeria as we speak. If the Tinubu government are serious or is serious about combating terrorism, people like Shegumi need to be arrested. Them to be arrested. We even saw under Buhari government over 100 billion naira were given to the military allied group, to buy arms and to do whatever they want. And even the APC government, they brought in these people to come vote for APC, just to come win Jonathan back then 2014 2015. Even El-Rufai has come out at different times on interviews on TV station, coming out to talk about how he took money to neighboring West African countries to bring in this body to vote for Buhari, and at the same time to kill Christians in Nigeria. We saw under his government the way the bandits were killing Christians in Kaduna, in southern Kaduna, and nothing was being done as regards this. Nothing was being done. And now, so what we are facing currently in Nigeria is so painful. And we even saw what the Reverend Laddie said in that interview with Adeola Fayewu. He said what? He said that the president's life is at risk. Tinubu's life is at risk because he doesn't know that the insecurity currently ravaging Nigeria is global. And Tinubu is thinking that spending billions of naira, spending money is what will reduce the insecurity in Nigeria. But personally, I feel the division of Nigeria is at hand. I think that's one of the solutions to this menace that we are currently facing in Nigeria. The division of Nigeria, because we cannot continue to suffer in this way and this manner, every now and then, kidnapping, killings here and there. People can no longer go to their farm. As I'm talking to you now, the schools in the northern part of Nigeria is being shut down. They've closed down the schools there in Kebbi, Sokoto, in Zamfara. Students can no longer go to school. Even churches, I don't think churches, some of the churches there is closed down because of the insecurity currently ravaging the northern part of Nigeria. So I think Bola Ahmed Tinubu, needs to, act fast as regards the insecurity ravaging Nigeria, and at the same time, there was alleged report that himself and Shetima are currently at loggerhead. They are currently, having issues as regards him dumping Shetima for 2027. But a lot of people are saying, are we talking about 2027 now when the insecurity continue to intensify here in Nigeria? That insecurity should not be a major election 2027 should not be a major talking point currently because of what is currently happening in Nigeria. And it's quite funny that the government are not even saying anything. Prior to when, before Trump came out to talk, they were not saying anything. They were busy sharing the country's resources, putting on agbada. They were not saying anything. Even Trump came out yesterday and said that Nigeria is a country of disgrace. Even after them sending subsidy, tax subsidy, down to Nigeria, and there's nothing being done as regards this. So Trump is saying he's currently angry with Nigeria. He said, I am so angry with what is currently going on in Nigeria, that nothing is being done as regards insecurity in Nigeria. He said before he talked, or before he spoke as regards insecurity, that there was no urgency as regards combating the terrorists and the bandits in Nigeria. He said so, and which is kind of shameful and painful. It's painful that the government will be negotiating, giving force to these bandits. Now Borno now are giving these bandits over 7 billion naira from the taxpayers' money, from the money that's supposed to use to develop the state, is being given to the bandits. It's being given to the bandits, which is uncalled for. Even President, as I'm speaking to you, the Borno governor Zulum is currently urging the people of Borno State to begin praying and fasting, that the terrorists have started threatening his government and the people of Borno State. I will not say prayer doesn't work, but God in heaven knows that it is duty of the government to do the needful. It's the duty of the government to do the needful. So Tinubu coming out to say that he's ready to eliminate these terrorists, I don't think that's the solution to the problem. I feel division because if we're not careful, war is coming in Nigeria. War is coming in Nigeria if we don't start to do the right thing from this moment.
The years, it has infiltrated governance, it has infiltrated media.
Okay, so thank you so much, Daddy. But I feel like so far you have been speaking in parables. You are not naming. Okay, so you said 5 different heads. You need to put names. Also, you need to give the evidence of all these things that you are saying.
I told you it's a supremacist agenda that was designed to use Islam as a cover. That's why for the first 15, 16 years, it was targeted only at Christians first. I told publicly that in the later years, towards the end, when they're about to strike Nigeria completely, they will start killing Muslims as well. So I said that about 10 years ago. You are dealing with something that is global, but has a local face. Its objective is to take the whole of Nigeria, not some of Nigeria. Now, it's going to use Islam and the Sharia to take Nigeria. All over the world, its tactics are different.
Who is trying to take Nigeria?
Now, let me put it for you like this. The architecture for the intelligence behind this thing is more than the local intelligence. But they have contacted local actors. You see, there's what they call the ISWAP. The Fulani is there. Then you have the Kanuri-dominated Boko Haram. Then you have Lakurawa, Ansaru, and all those other offshoots of the global template provided by Al Qaeda. Many headed, only one heart. And what the idea is to take Nigeria, take West Africa, take the rest of Africa, and then use that resources to dominate the world.
Okay, so it's Al Qaeda that is trying to take over Nigeria through these different terrorist organizations.
An intelligence created by Al Qaeda between 1991 and 1996, Osama bin Laden was in Sudan, perfecting the model of how to globalize terrorism and rule the world with Sharia. And he knew they would have to kill Muslims as well. So what we're dealing with is bigger than just a religious problem. It's a supremacist agenda covering its face with Islamic religion.
So, for people that may be watching right now, some of them will say, we've been hearing about things like this for a long time. Where is the actual evidence? Like what you said, bin Laden drafted in Sudan. Is there a record of it somewhere? Like some people would say, where is the evidence to the things that you're saying?
Okay, one of the greatest weaknesses of the African nations of the world, including Nigeria, is the inability to mathematize inquiry. That is to collect statistics and data, crunch it, and then do what they call concatenation. That is to join all the dots and use that to come to a conclusion and predict things that when they happen, you will not be surprised. If you follow the media in Nigeria over the past 20-something years, there's nothing I have said beforehand that did not come to pass, including when the color of the terrorist, the color skin of the terrorist is going to change in the latter hours, when they are bringing in people from the Maghreb and they're bringing in other people from outside of our borders. So if you want evidence, I will give you some. Number one, let me give you something very simple. There's no place in the world that has responded to an already documented resurgence of global Islamism by claiming to arrest terrorists, and then you claim that you have de-radicalized them, and then you absorb them into the Nigerian army. You see, that one alone is an amazing case of stupidity. I've never heard of this kind of madness before. An armed robber comes to your house, you arrest him, instead of prosecuting him, you claim that you have changed his mind, and you now make him join your megadis. That is, of course, one. Number two, if we collate, I can tell you from the beginning, one of the things I discovered from the year 1999 to 2000 was government complicity. And why do I say so? We have reached a stage now where we are not afraid of anything anymore. In those days, we were more afraid of the enemy within than the enemy without. So today, there can be documents that I will give you, we'll put on display. When you find out that young girls are kidnapped, married off, taken away from their husbands, I mean, sometimes young girls are kidnapped, sometimes wives are kidnapped, married off Islamic way, and you will see that a summons will come. The governors were aware. I can give you a case where we had to curb a terrorist attack in Kaduna State. We could tell you the modus operandi. It started with Gumi when he came back from Mecca, when he came back from Saudi Arabia. His first tafsir in Kaduna was a call to violence, to slaughter. The VHS came to me because we have been setting up early warning systems, and this is what a real early warning system is to prevent something. When we got it, we translated it into English, and at that time it was Obasanjo who was the president of Nigeria. Thank God for the Four Square General Overseer, who is now late, Wilson Badejo, who assured me that what we prepared and gave to him was given to Obasanjo in his bedroom. But what they didn't know was that we were still monitoring Kaduna to see whether the arms build-up towards the execution was going to stop. When we saw that it was not going to stop, in fact, this is a good example I'm giving you. I had to call a special strategic session with media, because media is a force expander in this new war form, this Hydra-headed war form. At that time, the man they call Additional, who became Buhari's media, whatever, was at that time an editor-in-chief or something in one of the newspapers. They gathered together, and I told them, this is the problem. They are about to kill 600 to 900 people. Femi Additional. They are about to kill 600 to 900 people in Kaduna. And I said to them, we have sent all the information to the army, to all the places. There's nobody stopping them. Unknown to them, we were monitoring. The Gumi boy went into the SSS office in Kaduna, laughing, and came out laughing. When I got that report in Lagos, we decided to call this media meeting and say, look, how do we solve this? Now, there's a headline that we had to put up where they did as if they interviewed the head of CAN and had to interview Gumi. Immediately, we took the front pages, the full pages in the newspapers and the new media, and the news blew across the world. The queries came to the president of Nigeria. It was reported to me directly that the Gumi boy entered, then it was a small boy, he entered the SSS office. This time he didn't come out laughing. He left the country immediately. Now, this is a guy who has been banned by Saudi Arabia. They didn't allow him to enter Saudi Arabia. Let me give you another proof. I was on television when I found out there was no other way of escape. When an Al-Qaeda operative was already appointed as a federal minister in Buhari's government. And I questioned
Do you mind naming that minister?
What's his name? Something Issa Pantami. How do I know? I supervised an evacuation in 2004 when a young Christian was slaughtered in the mosque of ATBU. That's Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University. Okay? Now, when we supervised that, it was this Pantami who was a lecturer in that university at that time, who put a fatwa on certain students because they preached the gospel to Muslims in a university. And at that time, when they killed that boy, we had to go and evacuate the others whose names I spoke to them recently. They are still afraid till now. The young guys brought them into Lagos. We made arrangements to take them into other countries where there's better respect for human worth. And then Sunday Achi was the name of the student who was murdered. Okay? At that time, for you to know how this thing works, there was a bishop who was working with the Obasanjo government who went to arrange for the burial of this boy. And when I said, let us make it an issue, they at that time were cooperating because they didn't realize how dangerous this Hydra is. Later, that Hydra attacked that bishop, almost killed him, finished his secretary. Fortunately, they couldn't catch his wife. They maimed him. And today, he's one of the forefront advocates who has realized how dangerous this thing is. I could really give you many more examples. One of the former head of state who was claiming that there was nothing in his time, I was at a meeting with him in his home in Ota. When he gave me his own version of what he believed was going on, I said to him, sir, during your government, they were already building up more and more, infiltrating more and more. I said, do you remember a meeting you